it was at the BTO, so the Buy Tourism Online, an event that happens every year in Florence. At the very end of my speech, I actually asked my audience, you know what, now forget everything I just talked about. For the next 5 minutes, let's just focus on what we are really great at, who we really are, great hosts. And it's something that I have been noticing is that we are kind of losing the focus. It's like we've lost a little bit our way, our true north. And by the way, I don't pretend you to agree with me. This is just my personal point of view, and it's your choice, it's your call whether you want to embrace it or not. But I just want to open discussions, and I just want to open mine on something that I really believe in. Now, the digital world we live in has kind of, radically changed the way we do business, in the sense that we host guests from all over the world, and most of the times the first human touch only happens at check-in. Now, here also lies, to me, what I believe is the hallucination. So we buy into the equation technologies equals solutions. So we believe that if we adopt and eventually manage the best solutions that the market comes up with, then we win. So we got so much alienated by this digital world that we forgot that essentially technologies, even the best and most recent ones, may have changed the way we sell rooms, the way we produce revenue, the way we produce and we generate bookings, in other words, the how we do business, but none of them will ever change the who we do business with, which is other human beings. And lucky us, this will never change. In all business, especially in the hospitality industry, people buy and sell products and services with other people. So people who have thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Our job is to sell our hotels. And none of the technology we are surrounded by sells our hotels. We do sell our hotels. The how, yes, that's what we rely on technologies for, a never-ending evolution. But the who will always be the same. The point is, we have been focusing on how for so long, and we bought into the idea that if we get to know how to sell, we are successful, that we forgot to take care of the real players of the game, and the real subject, which is our guest. Now, this digital world we live in brought us only to work towards a numerical goal, meaning a budget. In a word, a budget. All right. So the revenue that we will produce during the year, that's a budget. The ADR that we produce during the year, that's a budget. The occupancy rate, budget. RevPAR, budget. More than bookings, budget. Channel mix, budget. What if I ask you, what's the role of the guests? And more likely we start panicking. And this is, in my opinion, the real root cause of what the biggest issue is. So we don't set an emotional goal. Now, revenue, RevPAR, ADR, these are metrics and they're all numerical indicators. So you send them up and you have a numerical goal, which is, in brackets, budget. Now, one of the greatest lessons that I learned from one of my mentors is about thinking, defining, and also working towards what is called essentially an emotional goal. Not just numerical goal, but an emotional goal. And you might guess, okay, what's an emotional goal? In a nutshell, how will you make your customers feel? How many lives do you want to impact? And how can you help them move from their current state to their desired state? And believe me, I really learned all of this on my own skin. If you don't do that, you end up treating guests as if they were numbers. And just tell yourself the truth, be honest, be extremely honest with yourself. How do you really see your guests? Do you love your guests or do you love their money? And I just want to showcase my example, okay? This is exactly what happened to me while I was at BTO in Florence, because I'd stayed there for 3 nights, 3 days and 3 nights in a 4-star hotel in the city center. And in those 3 days and 3 nights, all I got in specific chronological order was good afternoon, because I arrived in the afternoon. Good morning, your room number. So that's a question, because when I get into the breakfast room, of course, they wanted to know my room number. And the last one, goodbye, when I was checking out. In 3 days and 3 nights. Yes, I spent much of my time not in the hotel for obvious reason. I was most of the time at the venue or speaking with people. However, I was there, besides the 3 situations above, so check-in, check-out, and breakfast, in which human touch was essentially obviously required, I got nothing else. Literally nothing. Not much that I care though, but in fact, I mean, this is just a hotel that I stayed at, and the very moment I stepped out the main door, guess what? I even forgot the name. Think about it though. What was I, not even who was I, but what was I for this hotel during my stay? Exactly a number. The instrument that gets them a little closer to the only goal they have, which is a budget. But if we want to be memorable, we don't even have to spend a single dime. And I want to share this very quick example that you can find as many as you want out there in the internet. Now you tell me, to get this guest speaking up in this way and sharing this post with all of his community, so with all his friends, parents, relatives and stuff, what kind of technology was it needed? How much did the hotel spend in marketing and tools? How many resources, aka people involved to set up this, pillow fort that he asked for? And what is the guest talking about? In the sense, is he talking about how beautiful the room was, or how memorable the extra mile that he received was? I really can't help but getting excited every time I think about it. Give, and again give. And more specifically, give without expecting anything in return. I do that too. So I'm talking about the same medicine that I'm taking. And I do that too. I mean, I spend hours every week, every day, just writing on my blogs and sharing my content, hoping, of course, that it's going to be helpful, but it's not going to be helpful. Actually, I mean, it doesn't cost anything for anyone. It's just cost a little bit of my time. Listen to your guests, love them, cuddle them, actually hug them and make love to them. Okay, so let's see you again with another video soon, in the next days or in the next weeks, and a big hug to all of you. Ciao, ciao.